What's up, Lorain County football fans, and welcome back to another episode of The Blitz, brought to you by our friends at First Federal Savings of Lorain. I'm Rocco Nucci with Kristen Bauer behind the camera. We're here at Mark Wahlberg Stadium, home of the Avon Eagles, where boy, oh boy, did we have maybe a Game of the Year candidate this past Friday night on WEOL, as head coach Mike Elder and the Eagles held on narrowly with a 43-42 win over the Medina Bees. It was a great clash between two fantastic Northeast Ohio programs, and here's kind of how it went down. First for the Bees, tell you what, quarterback Danny Stoddard, a lot of question marks around him this season, coming in to replace Penn State quarterback Drew Aller, who had a fantastic senior season last year with the Bees. How would Danny hold up this year? Well, so far so good, as he threw for 6 touchdowns and over 620 passing yards in the loss against Avon. That was good to break a single game Northeast Ohio record, which was previously held by Drew Aller at 523. Who did a lot of the receiving damage for the Bees? It was Brennan Schramm. He had 14 catches for 292 yards, 3 touchdowns. Stoddard and Schramm hooked up for a 90-yard and a 95-yard touchdown reception. That's something that it's hard to do even in Madden, even on rookie difficulty. So fantastic stuff from the Bees there. But for the Avon Eagles, who again were victorious in that game, 43-42 the final score. Running back Jacorian Caffey, fantastic day for him. 24 carries, 282 yards, and 3 touchdowns. You got to give some love to the big fellas up front. That Eagle offensive line led by Luke Hamilton, just a great unit. A lot of big holes for Caffey to run through. And how about his running mate, Gavin Earhart? You can't forget about him as well. 3 touchdowns for Gavin, an absolute goal line force for Coach Elder and crew. 11 carries, 93 yards, and again, the 3 touchdowns for Earhart. Medina had scored what would have been a game-tying touchdown with the extra point. They decide to go for 2. They don't get it. After the game, both Danny Stoddard and their head coach, Larry Laird, said, hey, that was the right decision. We didn't want to go into overtime with the Eagles, and no overtime was necessary, as again, Avon wins it 43-42. A heck of a game this past Friday night, and you heard it live on WEOL. In another game quickly that I want to talk about from this past week, it was a huge bounce-back win for Elyria. They fell week 1 to their crosstown rival, Elyria Catholic. They go on the road in week 2 and knock off Bedford at 26-6. Isaiah Johnson, a 50-yard pick 6 in the 4th quarter to put that one on ice. And how about 132 rushing yards for Lance Glover? Fantastic stuff. Hey, before we get into this week's matchup, make sure you check out the WEOL Forecast magazine. Fantastic stuff within this thing right here. You can stop by the WEOL studios on Broad Street to pick up a copy today. Both myself and Kristen Bauer put a lot of work into this thing, so make sure you pick up and check out the Forecast magazine for 2022. Schedules, team previews, everything you need inside this thing. So what's coming up for week 3 around Lorain County and Northeast Ohio? Well, on WEOL, Friday night on the radio and stream 1 at WEOL.com. How about it? Midview and Elyria Catholic. They're both coming off close, heartbreaking losses in week 2. Elyria Catholic fell to Perkins in overtime, and Midview was barely bested by Strongsville. So they've got one final non-conference contest with each other, and somebody's moving to 2-1 after week 3. And again, you can hear it on the WEOL Friday night. Stream 2 Friday night. It's the Stillman Cup, baby. Firelands at Vermilion. This should be a good one. The Falcons coming off a win over Rocky River, big one for Coach Ryan O'Rourke and friends over there at Firelands. And Coach Bill DeFucci in his first season at Vermilion. The Sailors still looking for their first win of the 2022 campaign, so we'll see if they can get it done again Friday night, WEOL.com, stream 2, the Stillman Cup. And our Medina County matchup, stream 3 at WEOL.com. It's Cloverleaf at Black River. The Colts had a heck of a bounce-back win this past Friday night, knocking off Keystone. Remember, Cloverleaf was a part of that thriller against Buckeye in week 1 as the Bucks got the best of the Colts, but Cloverleaf, a huge bounce-back win over the Keystone Wildcats last week. They have an opportunity to move to 2-1 as they'll head on over to Sullivan to take on the Black River Pirates. They're 0-2 so far on the season, but Coach Kyle Clark and friends trying to get into the W column this Friday night. Again, that's our Medina County matchup, WEOL.com, stream 3. And don't forget, we've got some Saturday afternoon high school football for you as well. It's a classic, Lorain at Elyria, 12:30 pregame, 1 o'clock kickoff at WEOL.com. Should be a good one. The Lorain Titans fell to Sandusky in week 2, and again, Elyria had the road win over Bedford, so that sets up a heck of a week 3 contest with both teams sitting at 1-1. So there are your matchups this week on WEOL. Should be a thrilling week 3 of high school football. So that'll do it for this week's episode of The Blitz. For Kristen Bauer behind the camera, I'm Rocco Nucci saying thank you for listening to The Blitz, brought to you by First Federal Savings of Lorain. Make sure you subscribe and like to that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel and hit that little bell notification icon to keep up with all the latest. We'll see you next week.